Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack. I'm just going to talk about Mexico this time. And well, this woman of Texcaltitlan is a real feminist. Nah, fucking bullshit of virtue signaling. That's why I despise these leftist goofballs. They want to virtue signaling up something that is just straight at the reality of living among these small towns because violence by the criminal gangs roaming there. So you have State of Mexico, people of Texcatitlan, State of Mexico, ambush and Minecraft. All of the hitmen, or should say, these gang criminals, are called the family of Michoacan, or should I say, yeah, Familia Michoacana, families. That's how they like to name in these gang criminal groups. Um, so I cannot portray all of this on YouTube, so I just got to stop there. I I don't know if at this point what I already showed here is going to get tagged. Here's the thing. I need to say a lot of history here, or shall I say some fragments of what happened in Mexico, the U.S. and the CIA. So you have the origin of the cartels in Guadalajara. They the CIA created the cartels in Guadalajara to produce drugs and find ways to translate that to the US to give it to Hollywood. Yeah, well, the main consumer is California and maybe Detroit and maybe Colorado, maybe some cities of Texas, um, maybe all of the blue states, Philadelphia, and well, on top of that, the CIA inside Mexico produced two tragedies about the government Minecrafting people, citizens, in a very shameless way because they contacted the CIA by some ambassadors in Mexico from the United States. You can find that way because Tlatelolco, and if you find Alconazo, you could get some info there. Now, the most notorious one, Los Zetas, Terceras, how you call it. You heard that name. I know someone from the US or even some foreigner heard about this criminal cartel group before becoming Terceras. You know what they were? They were a military force fighting the cartels. You know how they got trained? By the CIA. The CIA trained those fuckers, and since there were a lot of fucking corruption with the government and they straight fucking ignored that, they deliberately ignored the corruption of the government of Mexico, saying, yeah, we have this problem with the cartels. Could you help us train some dudes? Just like the ones like the Alconazo. And the government of the United States said, oh, sure. So they train it the way the CIA know how they train their agents to be emotionless, ghoulish, merciless wasters of oxygen fucking machines, Minecrafting machines that could ever exist. Well, I mean, the US created fucking Al Qaeda. It's no news after all. And in this case, they created Los Zetas. The reason why this all happened is because, well, yeah, business about the drugs going inside the United States. And I know I'm ranting too much about this, but I'm just going to make this more quickly. At this point, the cycle never stopped. The ones who actually paid there were the small towns inside Mexico. And now it brings us today to what it happened in this city, well, this town, Texcaltitlan. This criminal gang, not this point cartels and criminal gangs, they are just roaming free. The government of Mexico threw ages regardless of quote unquote right because they were more leftist than ever. And now they are just portraying themselves as leftists. They still are doing criminal activities with the gangs. They are just doing business with them because they need to satisfy the necessity of the United States. But the ones at the end of their pay is the average citizen. They get robbed, they get hurt, they get Minecrafted. And in this case, it happened this shit in Texcaltitan when they said, I fucking had enough of these fuckers who wants to actually hurt me to pay this quote unquote protection. And they finally say, you know what, I'm going to fight back these fuckers because that's another thing in Mexico. There was this other operation, Fast and Furious. Yeah, just like the movie. They, the FTF sent guns to the Zetas, and they did a lot of fucking damage. Oh, imagine that. How could that happen? Well, that's what we are. This, this town, they just said, I had enough. The government is not protecting me. It's not going to protect me. And the, the reason why there is military forces roaming in all cities of Mexico, because that's the thing. They roam all cities of Mexico because of the cartels. It's because a problem the government through decades created. And in this case, this town, again, they had enough. They had enough and they said, let's just Minecraft these pieces of shit. And they did. They sacrificed some lives from their side. Around four people of the town, four civilians got Minecrafted in the process. But the attack in this video, they managed to Minecraft 10 criminals, 10 wasters of oxygen. I'm glad they did that. Then defended themselves. And this is a debacle because there's some comments say, "Oh, I'm glad they are doing the jobs of the authorities." That's I'm going to say this is a wrong thinking because in the first place, defending yourself should never be a job for the authorities, for the government, because the government is not there for protect you. It's just there for control you. That's what it is. It's the reason why a fucking government is. They stipulate some laws to maintain order, but the moment they overload the laws to manage ways to criminal gangs to roam free, Minecraft people, and get out of jail so easily, Because you just looked at these organizations from the UN saying that yeah, criminals are still humans and so they deserve rights. Even in the Minecrafted people, they did some ghoulish, cruelest, criminal activities. I just mentioned it many times before about Mara Salvatrucha from Salvador. The Salvador gang, the Mara Salvatrucha, should be mass Minecrafted. So they deserve Minecraft at all. They deserve it because they did so much damage. And in this case, yeah, in Mexico, this town said, you know what, this criminal gun, they are never going to stop harassing us. They are never going to stop, and the government is with them. So yeah, let's just join us because they were armed with arms, knives, and everything they had, and they managed to Minecraft these pieces of shit. Sadly, they say they still want protection from the government. I said, you can't expect any. You cannot expect any from the government, anything from them. Why? Because they are siding with criminals. That's why. This is not it's not something unique. You have the whole European Union, how the leftist government is siding with these illegals, Minecrafting people, leftist criminals, pedophiles, zoophiles, a lot of insane pieces of shit. The US is the prime example. This is the original example. And, well, Mexico is in the same situation. Colombia is in the same situation. Chile, Peru, a lot of countries. A lot in Latin America, there is a lot of shit going on here. And people need to learn that you should never place defending yourself in the hands of the government. Never. Because they are siding with criminals. You should hold a government to have a word of the laws that are stipulated there. The main ones, the functional ones, not the wokest ones. Because when people they're just fed up and they do not find ways to defend themselves, this is the end result. And honestly, I just hope this town manage to Minecraft all of these criminals that they are coming after them. Why I'm saying this? Because I know from first hand what it is to live where where a government is siding with them. They're willing to sell you off. Even they harassed a lot of my family members. They harassed a lot of my family members, and that's the truth. It's the endless cycle of corruption. A problem that escalated for so many fucking decades. The only way to end it is when it just fucking explodes. And this is the situation with that Scalti plan. This is a message for a lot of countries. The government is not going there is not going to be there to protect you. And if you look at Mexico, look how they just do these custom handmade tanks with lightweight machine guns ready to be at war like a fucking guerrilla warfare. This is just fucking nonsense. Well, It makes sense when you pay attention of the corruption among these governments. Venezuela is one example. Never let your security be on hands of the government. I keep repeating that because this is the end result. They Minecraft a lot of people, and when there is enough, it's enough. So you find ways to defend themselves. Defend yourself. They're going to kidnap you. Defend yourself until your last breath because if you let yourself get Minecraft, well, kidnapped, the next thing is going to be Minecrafted. But before that, they're going to harass your family. They're going to take money from them through these calls to saying, yeah, I have your family member, you just give me money, it's going to be Minecrafted. These families giving money to these fucking criminals because they are just desperate to see their family members again alive, especially alive. At this point, it should be obvious that they want them alive. And regardless of that, they send the money and regardless of that, they say, thanks for the money. And you still I go just go to Minecraft your family member because I love jacking off while I just Minecrafted your family member while you cry on the phone. This is the fucking shit. Europe is heading because of these fucking leftists endorsing criminals. US, Australia, a lot of countries. Even Japan because they have now a problem with illegals there. South Korea wants to even get illegals there from Morocco at these Muslims that have high morality that they are not so different from the far left. Yeah, this is what we are.